Hey people, Ingrid here, 3v3 Faction War. This is Adventure Stronghold and Tyranids versus Chaos Space Marines. For the blue Tyranid team, we have Todd with a Hive Tyrant, a very durable hero walking through objects that cannot be suppressed with powerful offense and disruption, fighting in melee combat by default with a basic synapse. I shall call you Frederico. Alongside the Tenso with a Lictor Alpha, a melee specialist can infiltrate and disrupt, some powerful offense and a bit of support. And rounding off this team, Revs with a Ravna Alpha, a tunneling hero, great mobility, powerful offense and a bit of support, begins with a ranged weapon. Red Chaos team, LionUlthwe with a Plague Champion, starts off with a damage over time bolt gun, can get melee weapons, some strong utility and support, can also repair Death Guard elite scheme here. Alongside this fella with a bunch of characters that my game can't render, playing a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive hero with powerful battlefield manipulation and control, might get a wipe on his Hormagaunts. Yep, Heretics in there, threw out the Doom Bolts and got it done. And rounding off the teams, Ural with a Chaos Lord, a durable and destructive hero walking through objects that cannot be suppressed with powerful offense and disruption, fighting mainly in melee, wading in through a bunch of Hormagaunts there, now taking some range damage. Nope, they're focusing the CSM. Kill the Heretic, Doom Blast gets in, Heretics run. I think they'll be okay, because these guys are suppressed, although Ravna Alpha got a shot in there. I think the Chaos Lord can push off the Termagants. They're going for the garrison. Meanwhile, in the mid, Lictor Alpha's in a bit of bother. Might go down, in fact. Can the Heretics finish it? They can. Don't think they needed that Doom Blast, but it made sure of it. Flank, though, from Frederico to Hive Tyrant is Todd. Going to tie up those CSM. Got double Termagants. Looks like the Tenso has replaced the Hormagaunts that they lost. More Heretics on the way for Lion. They now have 3, and double CSM for the other 2 Chaos players. Warrior Brood on the way also for Todd. Might need to back off here though. Some Tzeentch worship hiding the Sorcerer. Doom Blast and flee. Well, Doom Blast and kind of back off. Not sure why they're not engaging those Hormagaunts. With double CSM and the Sorcerer there. Doom Bolts forces them off. Cautious play from those Heretics. Actually did quite well. Chaos Lord comes to clean up. And Frederico the Hive Tyrant is going to have to run. Lictor Alpha is still down in the mid, but looks like the Ravna Alpha is coming to revive. Oh, we have Termagants stuck over here. I shouldn't be able to select them if they're in a garrison, and I can, so that's some weird bug going on. Maybe they mentioned it in the chat already. Doom Bolts doesn't do too much that time. Can negate a lot of it from getting in some cover if you can in time. Kicking off in the mid. Some Tzeentch worship. Plague Champion coming in from the flank. Ravna Alpha getting shots in. Those Termagants getting awfully close. Gonna target those CSM maybe. Decent kill of the week from the Chaos Lord. Warrior Brood are being focused, I think. Heretics with Aspiring Champion flooding in now. Got double grenade launcher Heretics for LionUlthwe. The Plague Champion fella. More warriors coming in. Looks like the Chaos team fight them off the mid though. They might need to push the flanks a bit more, the Tyranids, but they have the flanks at the moment. Chaos needs to get out there and retake. All the contested points are blue aside from the VP itself. 1-to-1 cap early on. Some grenade launcher barrages. Hormagaunts chasing those CSM, but they're okay. Didn't drop a model. Triple grenade launcher Heretics for LionUlthwe. That could do a huge amount of work if they can micro those barrages well and chain them together. Can't knock over the Hive Tyrant, but everything else is going to be disrupted by that stuff. The Sorcerer with some Havocs up and a Heavy Bolter. Warrior Brood on the way for the Tenso. And Noise Marines up for Ural. Maybe they'll go east with them. Bash this power. There's some power that's kind of hard to hold on this map for both teams. On the east and west, they do have a more natural power in the corners. West side, there's those barrages. I don't think they should be doubling up like that. They should be chaining them together unless they're hitting different areas. I guess you get more damage from another barrage in the same location. That guy died a death. That was a Plague Champion going down. Ravna Brood on the field for Todd. In the mid, Warrior Brood trying to face down a heavy bolt. It didn't work out. Down went the Lictor Alpha too. These guys are also going to need to run. These Hormagaunts hanging out. Triple Hormagaunts for the Tenso, 2 of them with adrenal glands, and Tyranids are on the power west side. Double CSM with Eternal War for Lion, so they've spent quite a lot of power in Tier 1. Triple grenade launchers and double Eternal War. Not sure if the Plague Champion has something. Full bash from Todd. Not sure if they're going to get a decap. A little bit of a flank here from the Sorcerer as well with double Eternal War CSM. Ravena Brood with the Borrow Strike. Plague Champion back to their feet. Lost the indicator for them now. They have no war gear. Might need to back off. Going to get mobbed. They are backing off. Expected armor would be useful. A seismic roar from Todd using the rending talons. Maybe charge would be good for this Hive Tyrant, to charge into all those grenade launcher heretics and then pop the seismic roar. If they hit level 2, they could do one after the other. 450 to 497. In the mid, Warrior Brood are capping. And east side, here's the Noise Marines of Ural. Can they get on? Oh, the power's bashed. Just a node left. No combi flamer notice from the Chaos Lord. Want to get their melee game going on in Tier 2 perhaps, with one of the upgraded weapons. So tunnel back here. I don't see... Oh, there's another one here. And there's some backing base, of course. Chaos Space Marines meleeing the node, trying to make it bleed for Khorne. Hormagaunts with the flank, but they're running into Sonic Blaster and Heretics. Those Sonic Blasters shut down ranged weapons, do some good damage AoE, and can shake apart structures. Awesome weapons, really. You can transition them into Blastmaster as well in Tier 2, but I don't think you want to rush that. Sonic Blaster stays relevant in Tier 2, even Tier 3. Shutting down ranged attacks is an amazing ability to have. There's Cacophony. Can't knock over Federico the Hive Tyrant, though. He's too big. Couldn't get a model. Tyranids are streaming across the map. It's very, very blue right now as the players start to think about their Tier 2s. Triple cap the Nids. Able just to apply that pressure after being forced off in that big mid fight. They went to the flanks and got it done. Havoc still set up behind that heavy cover there. Sorcerer hanging back. Does have the teleport though, so could target a group of termagants or something. Teleport in and doombolt their faces. We have a Plague Sword, in fact fully kitted out Plague Champion in Tier 1. Light grenades going in. It's a decent hit. Also hit his own CSM though, which means it's going to spread to his own units there. The Black Grenade Infection spreads to units on the same team. 437 to 392, spreading amongst the Tyranids as well, does that damage over time. Ravena Alpha flees, Chaos converging on the mid. Got some zombie Hormagaunts thanks to the Plague Sword of the Plague Champion. Perhaps we'll see some chosen Plague Marines in Tier 2. They'll do some cool stuff in this map, I think. Kind of a compact, fast and furious map. Their lack of mobility won't be as detrimental. No aspiring champions for these grenade launcher heretics. We'll see if they survive. If we got a zone throw already on the way for the Tenso. So Chaos behind in tech. They did get bashed a few times. It's understandable. Noise Marines getting this contested power down. Natural power's already down. The other natural's fine though. 405 to 392 on the VPs. Double Eternal War CSM might need to leave. Ravena Brood get some DPS in. Warriors can also jump on them, of course. Do you have a charge or something? No, Todd the Hive Tyrant. Or Federico, I should say. Still with just the rending talons. Black Grenade doesn't hit. A little bit more patience then. Maybe they could have got a good hit. Tyranid streaming through. Chaos kind of caught on the front foot a bit. Didn't use the grenade barrages. Missed the Black Grenade. But they were up against 2 players, to be fair. Plague Champion still in play, just backing off. Is he going to fight the Warriors? He's going to be knocked over multiple times. Hasn't quite leveled yet. pops the Unholy Stench and runs, I think. 375 to 392. Sorcerer being chased by Hormagaunts towards the east side. We've got a Blastmaster up here for Ural. Artillery gun. Makes a cool sound. Icon of Corn is up for the Chaos Lord, so perhaps we'll see the Lightning Claws. Sorcerer eventually turns to fight the... Ouch! The Hormagaunts gets an awesome Warp Fire hit. That was nasty. 80 Plasma Cannon damage, so if you can hit all the models, it's going to do a lot. They're now being suppressed over here. Doom Bolts flies in. It's a small one though. Venom brewed up with the ranged Synapse, helping those Termagants up. And we have a Corrosive Devourer Ravener Alpha too. Crazy weapon. Almost 44 Plasma DPS off the bat. And that'll go up as he levels, of course. Triple cap for the Nids. And they're looking decently strong here. Zone Thrope is in. Artillery piece. Provides a health regen synapse, and the shot does not do friendly fire. Although not quite as much damage per shot as some of the other tier 2 artillery weapons, such as that Blastmaster. Taking a lot of damage here to Zone Thrope. It's very weak, only 300 hit points at level 1. Does have a shield, but doesn't last long. Tyranids have the mid. Oh, Lictor Alpha just runs into death there. The triple cap for the Tyranids. A good shot from the Blastmaster. Almost wiped out the Termagants. Is that knockoff Corn CSM? It is. Awesome. Level 3 too. And the Chaos Lord's got it for the Bloodmaw, not the Claws. Steel heals on hit, but doesn't attack as fast as the Claws would. Is it double Markov Corn? It is. Black Grenade. Does some friendly fire again. Whole bunch of Ripper Swarms here. Coming out of that Capillary Tower, maybe. We have improved Synapse up for Todd. Federico's done well. Knocked down from the Warrior Brood. They have their melee Synapse. Still a triple cap for the Tyranids. Chaos are capping up the west side, thanks to the Sorcerer's army. They might get flanked quite nasty here though. Chaos Lord with a big old sweeping doom. Bunch of Nurgle worship back at base. Look at that. Mark of Corn CSM come to say hello. One of them doesn't have an aspiring champion yet. Doom Blast, and then they wade into some Hormagaunts. Melee Synapses here though. Can they focus down the Warrior Brood? Barb Strangler getting shots in. Last Master gets a good shot though, look at that. Let the Galaxy burn here would have done well. Can still get it. Lictor Alpha back to their feet. I don't think the Tenso has realised yet they're idle. Noxious Cloud goes in. Bloodletters on the field for LionUlthwe. Bloodletters typically do quite well against Tyranids. Generally a good shout to get blind in tier 2 if you don't know, if you're not sure what else to get. Against Tyranids, get some Bloodletters. There they are. Demons with power melee damage and teleportation. They'll slice through all the infantry pretty damn effectively, I think. Genes to the Brood is in there though. They need to target the warriors if they can. Grenade barrages coming in. And there's some Nurgle worship. The Bloodletters have phased out there. Chaos Lord's in amongst a massive blob, but I don't think they have the energy to use their sweeping doom again. 368 to 145. Massive fight on this west side. Down goes Federico, the Hive Tyrant. Chaos Lord taking much damage. Bloodletters get away without the model loss there, actually. There's that sweeping doom and a Black Grenade thrown in there too. And there's Malignant Blindness to lower the vision and weapon range to almost 0. That's a Chaos Lord Global Plague Champions down here. Chaos Lord did get away. Here comes a Dreadnought, a Chaos Dreadnought from the Sorcerer. Can the Chaos team turn this around? Todd goes tier 3, as does Revs, which means Carnifex is soon. Ouch, Barb Strangler versus those Heretics was nasty, although they got some damage back there. Even blasting Heretics flooding forward. Mark of Corn Chaos Space Marines having a run at it. Constant action on this map. Got an uncapped wreck point back here. Carnifex on the way for the Tenso. They need to prepare with las cannons and the like. They're capping the mid now. Carney's coming, is what they say. Revs still waiting for some resources. Todd wants a Neurothrope, which is a good shout against Chaos and the heavy infantry. Ripper's being ripped up. Zonethrope's still getting shots in. What Carnifex is it going to be? Thorn back or Strangled Thorn would do a lot of good work here. 367 to 99 on the VPs. Big lead for the Tyranid team. They're trying to focus down those Synapse creatures. Decent barrage there, and those guys run. Tier 3 for Lion. There's the Carnifex. Gets a good special going for the Strangled Thorn cannon. Market Corn CSM taking tons of damage here. Tyranid formation over this side. Ouch, that was nasty. Wipe the Havocs, I think. It might wipe some CSM and Noise Marines as well. I think the Noise Marines got away. Did the CSM make it out? No, one of them didn't. Ural down to 2 units from that nuke. That was a nasty nuke. With a swarm right behind it, all being buffed by these towers. Buffs your damage. And damage resistance, I think, those Tyranid formation towers. 334 to 99. Carnifex on the way for Revs. Neurothrope is indeed up for Todd. Great for dealing with blobs of heavy infantry, and they typically have groups of heavy infantry chaos with all the Chaos Space Marines. Down goes the Sorcerer. That might be GG. I don't know if they can deal with 2 Carnifexes with all this other stuff here. There's Blood Rage from the Dreadnought having a good go at the end. Did the Chaos Lord get an armor? No, level 5 though. Done well. I think the Bloodmaw was the right shout, but maybe the Menacing Visage instead of the Icon of Khorne, or maybe even just to shield the Dark Halo. There's a Paroxysm back there. There's that Sweeping Doom again. Paroxysm doing percentage-based damage per second with extra versus heavy and super heavy infantry. Great tool to have. Chaos Lord is having a great time, I think, even if he goes down. Gets away. 327 to 72. Yeah, I don't think the Chaos team can get through 2 Carnifexes with everything else. Another Strangled Thorn cannon here. And pure melee now, says Todd. Well, these Raveners aren't melee. And neither is your Neurothrope. I guess when they wrote that message they were. GG, says LionUlthwe. Chucked some decent black grenades, this guy. Only got level 2 though. I think Bile Spewer and Icon of Nurgle would have been fun on a compact map against Tyranids. With that Strangled Thorn doing work. Some Mark of Tzeentch CSM. Not much they can do now though. Double cap for the Tyranids. Mass Nurgle worship again. Oh, Zoanthropes got caught by Terminators on the field for Ural. Gets away. Gonna be a double cap and a victory though for the Tyranids. There's no way they can get on 2 VPs in time. But they're having one last hurrah just charging in. And there it is. A cool ending shot of a battle about to commence. It was a short one, but I thought it was quite fun and frantic. Let's look at his heroes end of the game. Todd's Hive Tyrant level 4. Improved Synapse and the Rending Talons. Lictor Alpha level 2. Got no war gear up the Tenso. Revs with that level 5 Ravener Alpha. Level 2 Plague Champion down at the end. Level 3 Sorcerer with the Warp Fire and Vestments of the Warp. And the Jolly Chaos Lord with a big old Blood Maul. There you have it, guys. Thank you to the Tenso for running faction war lobbies and these other fellas for joining in and having a go. I'll see you next time.